big booty bitch with the Gymshark leggings on, her ass fat as fuck. 9 times out of 10, she's not in that gym at 3 o'clock in the morning. That time she's probably getting her back blown out. You're not the nigga blowing her back out. You need to lock the fuck in. 8 hours of sleep is bullshit. Get 8 hours of sleep right now and you still feel like shit. Go to Starbucks and get a fucking caramel apple, whatever the fuck these bitches be drinking from Starbucks. Didn't be drinking these fucking matchas and eating banana breads like you a fucking chick. This fuck, unconfident, didn't know how to dress, had man titties. Even man titties was probably one of the most insecure things I've ever had. Talking to this chick, right? My friend, so say in high school, went up on me and he scooped my titty. Girl laughed in my fucking face. One of the most embarrassing moments of my fucking life. Destroyed my fucking confidence. I was fucking obsessed. I could never go back to that. Fuckers from high school see me, tables turn. We used to talk about how I was fat. Now they asking me for a workout plan. Now they asking me to help them lose weight. That is fuck. They got baby mamas. They got titties. Every time I want to quit about my titties getting scooped. I hated that shit. It made me so mad. The moment I got a chance to fucking do something about it, I did. Dick, I know. I'm in the gym and I'm doing that motherfucking set. Getting tired as fuck. Fucking screaming like a madman. Why? Thinking about these niggas scooping my titties. Thinking about that bitch that was laughing. Press, I'm like, come here, bitch. Motherfucking deal, man. Welcome back to another motherfucking video. I'm excited to be back on this motherfucking whiteboard. Excited to be recording. It's my second time using this camera, so y'all boys bear with me, man. I'm still getting used to it, but without further ado, let's get into the topic of this motherfucking video because I'm here to give y'all boys some value as always. Let's get into it, man. All right, fellas, today we're going to be talking about how I maintain my energy and able to maximize my 9 to 5 while still being able to transform my body. Fellas, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jalen. I've lost over 100 fucking pounds working 2 full-time jobs, 16 hours a day, and got into the best shape of my life. And most of the fucking excuses I hear you dudes making is that you don't have time, you don't have the energy, you're too tired after work to go to the gym, you got to take care of the kids so you can't meal prep. All of those fucking excuses. Well, today I'm here to give you the three-step process, the 3 things you need in order for you to eliminate the fucking excuses and get your physique to the next level. You need to maximize 3 things and you will be successful in your fitness transformation and lose 100 pounds like I did, man. Let's get into it. First thing you need to be focusing on when it comes to sustaining your energy and maximizing your 9 to 5 while getting into the best shape of your life. The first thing you need to maximize, while I grab this motherfucking marker and use this crooked ass whiteboard. Yes, my whiteboard is still crooked. No, I'm not fixing it, nigga. Read. Fuck is you talking about? All right. The number one thing we need to start, right? We need to focus on is nutrition. Okay? Now, let's be real here. Most of you niggas eat like shit. Most of you niggas eat straight garbage. You niggas eat Whataburger, Chick-fil-A, Jack in the Box, whatever, right? Part of the reason why you have no fucking energy is because you consume low-value, toxic bullshit and put it in your body. And you wondering why you waking up in the fucking morning with brain fog, lack of energy, sluggish, not able to perform at work. It's because you just ate a triple meat Whataburger with a large fry and a Coke last night before you went to sleep, wondering why you waking up feeling like shit. Why do I know that meal by exact, you ask? Because that is the exact fucking meal I would eat every fucking night when I got up for work, right? I remember when I didn't have a car, I was broke, I was working at a chicken joint, I would ask my stepdad to stop at Whataburger and get a triple meat Whataburger, large fry, and a large fucking Coke. Sometimes a cinnamon roll because I was a fat fuck, right? So, I'm telling y'all this because I lived this shit, fellas. If it wasn't a fucking Whataburger triple meat, it was a fucking Jack in the Box breakfast sandwiches with tacos, right? And I would eat that shit after work, and I would go home and play 2K, right? I would play 2K to 2 o'clock in the morning in a fucking PS5 party, raging my life away, slamming the fucking controller like a fucking dickhead, right? Wasting my time. And what would I do after I eat that bullshit and play 2K? I would go lay down in my bed, put on my favorite site, put on my favorite porn site, and beat my fucking meat every fucking night, right? Yes, I would beat my meat every night, and I would go to sleep, right? I'll go to sleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 12, and repeat the fucking process over and over and over again. And what did happen? I felt like fucking shit every fucking day. So the number one thing you need to maximize is your nutrition, fellas. How do I maximize my nutrition? What do you mean, Jalen? Okay, Listen, motherfucker. Listen, dickhead. You need to focus on clean foods, whole foods, foods from the grass. What is that? Fruits, right? Veggies, and lean protein. Now you may be asking, what's that? What is that? Listen, anything that comes from the ground, all right, fellas, you got fruits, strawberries, watermelon, grapes, shit like that. Veggies, broccoli, spinach, kale, shit like that. Lean protein, chicken breast, lean ground beef. Fellas, my fucking favorite meal of all time, and I'll eat this shit for the rest of my life religiously, is 90-10 or leaner ground beef with a cup or a cup and a half of jasmine rice. I will eat that shit till I fucking die. Every fucking day. I could eat it all day. Not because I feel like it tastes the best. Does lean beef and jasmine rice taste better than a fucking triple meat Whataburger? No. But I know the lean beef and jasmine rice is going to make me feel good and I'm going to be able to perform and have energy. So you need to be eating shit like this in order for you to maximize your energy and sustain it throughout the day so that you're able to have enough energy to focus on your physique, fellas. Remember, nutrition is the main component, and it is a direct mirror of your mood, of your brain sharpness, of your cognitive health, of the way you operate, of the way you're able to maneuver throughout the day. Do you have energy? Are you high energy or are you low energy? When you in somebody's guts, are you gonna keep digging until you gonna keep going until she tell you she about to come, or you gonna be fucking tired and out of breath because you eat like shit and you about to throw up your Whataburger in her fucking face while you in it and you ain't did shit and now she left you for a nigga who fuck her better, right? Which one are you gonna be? It all depends on how the fuck you eat and your nutrition. All right, fellas. Number 2, the second thing you need to focus on in order for you to sustain your energy throughout the day and maximize your physique while working a 9 to 5 is you need to prioritize early morning workouts. Reality is the biggest excuse I hear when it comes to being able to work out and work long hours throughout the day, right, is I don't have time, right? I don't have time to work out. I got to work all day. My workload's too much. I work too long. By the time I get home, it's too late. I got to go to sleep, right? This is why you have to prioritize early morning workouts. What does that mean? If you work a 9 to 5, fellas, let's say you go in from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., all right? You need to fucking get up at anywhere between 5 to 5:30 a.m. and get your workout in before you go to work, okay? At 9, you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., right? This is a little extreme. This is 4 hours earlier. Let's say you got to be to work at... I can't do math worth of shit, all right? Let's just be ideal here and stick to the process. Let's wake up at 7, right? You're going to find a gym that's near your fucking house. Don't try to go to a fucking gym that is fucking 30, 45 minutes away. It's going to take you there 30, 45 minutes to get there. Fellas, find a fucking gym that's near the house. Make this shit easy. Don't be a fucking dickhead, all right? So you're going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get to the gym at 7:15, right? That gives you an hour to work out. Okay? You should be done with the fucking gym at 8:15. All right? Once you're done with the gym, you're going to drive back home. You should be back home by 8:15, right? Now, depending on your commute to work, you're probably going to have to wake up a little bit earlier. So if you have a longer drive to work, and let's say you got to go to work at 9 o'clock, and then your commute to work is about an hour away, instead of waking up at 7, you're going to have to wake up at 6, at 5:30. That's why I had the 5 o'clock before, right? I know me personally, I work about 30 minutes away from my job, right? So I found a gym that is 5 minutes away, okay? And I gotta be to work at 6 a.m., fellas. You motherfuckers is not going to work at 6 a.m. A lot of you are watching this video. Motherfuckers is going in at 8, working 8 to 5s, 11 to 7s, 10 to 6s, and bullshit like that. Night shifts and shit, complaining about how you don't have fucking time, right? I go to work at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. So I gotta be up at 3 a.m., okay? I gotta wake up at 3 a.m. I gotta be to the gym at 3:45, and I got an hour to work out. I gotta be out of the gym by 4:45, and I gotta drive 10 minutes back home to hurry up, take a shower, get dressed, and go straight to work, right? That is my morning routine when I need to work out, when I work out in the morning, every single morning. Why do I do that? Why do I put that pressure on myself to make that early morning workout? Because, fellas, we all know what the fucking midday crash is. The midday crash is when you get off of work, the only thing you want to fucking do, sit down on Netflix, scroll, beat your fucking meat, play 2K, whatever the fuck you doing after work that's low value as fuck that you probably shouldn't be doing. You know that you're going to do that shit, want to do that shit after work, and you know that's going to overtake your need to go to the fucking gym. So get it done in the fucking morning, all right? Get it done in the fucking morning. Stop wasting your fucking time, all right? Now you may be asking me, bro, how am I going to get a workout in an hour? Listen, dickhead, what you're going to do is focus on making your workouts quick and efficient. How are you going to do that? Listen, you're going to focus on supersets, okay? Supersets. What are supersets? Supersets are combining two muscles together and working them out back to back in order for you to save time and shock your muscle at the same time, right? So you're going to incorporate supersets in your training. I just recently started to do that. This is something new to me, but I found that it's more quick and more efficient than doing just one exercise at a time, right? I'm able to attack two birds in one stone and be more efficient. So prioritize supersets. For example, if you're doing bench press, you're going to superset with push-ups. They both are going to work your chest muscles, okay? So that's the first thing you're going to do to make more efficient workouts. The second thing you're going to do, fellas, is you're going to time your rest. All right? A lot of you motherfuckers, and I know my handwriting is terrible. You get what the fuck I'm saying. Shut the fuck up. Don't worry about it. A lot of you niggas just be wasting fucking time in the gym. You motherfuckers go to the gym and you trying to talk to this person, talk to that person, right? You're not timing your rest. You're taking 10 minutes between sets like you a fucking power lifter deadlifting 600 pounds, right? With an RPE of 6 or whatever the fuck these niggas be saying, all right? You spending too much time in between sets. That's why the fuck you in the gym 2.5 hours and saying you don't have time, right? You need to be resting anywhere between 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes per motherfucking set. All right? Don't be in here bullshitting, wasting time. Get in, get what the fuck you need, and get out. And why do I combine this with early morning wake-ups, fellas? Early morning workouts. Especially if you go into the gym at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Listen, bro. That big booty bitch with the Gymshark leggings on, her ass fat as fuck, jiggling all in your face, 9 times out of 10, she's not in that gym at 3 o'clock in the morning. At that time, she's probably getting her back blown out by the nigga, and you're not the nigga blowing her back out. So you need to lock the fuck in and focus on your workout because that big booty chick is not there at 3 o'clock. That's why your ass need to wake up early, okay? Wake the fuck up earlier in order for you to do these things, all right? Early morning fucking workouts. It will never fucking fail, right? It will never fucking fail. You want to knock out the most time-consuming shit at the start of your day. So all you have to do is focus on work after you finish this workout. Why else is this early morning workout shit so powerful? Fellas, when you start your day with a physical activity, working out, a hard leg day, a hard bench press session, it already wakes your brain up. You're already mentally awake. You're already mentally alert. You just went through a hard fucking workout, right? If you're doing this shit right, if you're resting only 1.5 to 2 minutes and doing supersets. By the time you get to your 9 to 5, you're going to be fucking awake. You're going to have energy, right? You're not going to be waking up anymore. You're already up. You're already ahead. You've already won the fucking day, all right? Fellas, imagine if you woke up 2 hours. Over the next 90 days, imagine if you woke up 2 hours earlier for the next 90 days, right? You would have 180 extra hours to put towards your physique. 180 hours to get to the next level when it comes to your physique, right? All that extra time. Bro, 8 hours of sleep is bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. I'd rather take 6 hours, pop 300 milligrams of fucking caffeine, right? And be shredded. Because at the end of the fucking day, if you're shredded and you're taking care of your health, this little 6 hours, those 2 hours you're losing, your energy levels are gonna be so fucking high that it's not gonna matter. You're not even gonna feel the 2 hours. You get 8 hours of sleep right now and you still feel like shit. Why? Because your nutrition is off, like I said earlier, and you're not waking up early enough and getting the most important shit done out your day out early. All right? So early morning fucking workouts. And like I said, caffeine. Use caffeine, fellas. Drink black coffee, right? Don't go to Starbucks and get a fucking caramel apple frappe, whatever the fuck these bitches be drinking from Starbucks. Don't get that shit, right? Well, I don't need to be seeing the fucking matcha foam all over your mouth like a bitch, my nigga. Drink black coffee. You want to sweeten that shit? Put some fucking stevia in it and move the fuck on. You shouldn't be drinking these fucking matchas and eating banana breads like you a fucking chick, my nigga. If you want coffee, drink black coffee. Add stevia if you want to sweeten it. All right? That's how you fucking wake up early. Let's get on to the next fucking point. All right, fellas. The last and third point that I want to hit on, and it's the most important, and this is probably the most powerful thing that you need to do on a day-to-day basis in order for you to maximize your energy and sustain it while transforming your physique, while you work long hours. The number one thing that you need to do, fellas, is you need to embrace the journey. Okay? You need to embrace the fucking journey. I had a fucking brain fart, my nigga. I got my notes right here, don't worry. What a YouTube video, right? Forgot my last point. Fuck. It's the final thing that you need to focus on when you're trying to maximize your energy and sustain it and transform your physique while working long hours, my guy, right? This is the most powerful one, is you need to recognize, okay? You need to embrace the journey. Okay? You need to embrace the journey and focus on what you want to become. Right? So I'll give y'all a little fucking story, man. So whenever I used to be 260 pounds, fat as fuck, right? I remember coming up, and I was so obsessed, fellas. I was so obsessed with getting into the best shape of my life, right? And I'll bring you guys back to high school when I was, you know what I'm saying, fat as fuck, unconfident, didn't know how to dress, right? I had man titties, you know what I'm saying? And me having man titties was probably one of the most insecure things I've ever had in my life, okay? Because imagine you walking around and you can't wear the clothes you want to wear, or, you know what I'm saying, you can't wear shit like white tees, or I couldn't wear this white beater, you know what I'm saying, or this black beater, whatever it is, in school, or dress comfortably because I knew I had man titties, right? And what would the man titties do? They would pop through my shirt, so you'd be able to see. I'd be nipping through my shirt like a chick, right? And that shit had me so self-conscious, unconfident. I was so you know what I'm saying, socially awkward. I hated how I looked. I hated my man titties. That was my biggest insecurity, fellas. And I remember one time I was, you know what I'm saying, I was already insecure, socially awkward, but I was talking to this chick, right? And I had man titties. And one of my friends, so say in high school, while I was talking to this chick, he ran up on me and he scooped my titty, right? He scooped my titty. If you don't know, if you never had man boobs, one of the most common things people like to do when they know you got man titties is they scoop your shit like you a chick, right? They're basically grabbing your titties, like your titty meat, like you a girl. Like you would grab a girl titties, okay? And it's probably one of the most embarrassing, infuriating fucking things to ever go through or deal with. And only motherfuckers who had man titties feel this fucking pain, okay? And I remember he did that shit, and the girl laughed in my fucking face, right? And that was one of the most embarrassing moments of my fucking life, right? It really, really destroyed my fucking confidence. Any self-confidence I had, I already was building up the confidence to even be talking to this chick, right? But once he did that and she laughed in my face, that shit ruined everything for me, fellas, right? That was the end of the world for me at that time, okay? And the reason I'm telling y'all this is because this is the fucking shit that I think about on a day-to-day basis, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to my journey, fellas. When I was coming up, right, I was always think about that moment right there and all the other situations that really pissed me off or made me unconfident, right? And I always think about that. So that means when I graduated high school, fellas, and I started my fitness, my transformation journey to lose 100 pounds, I was fucking obsessed, okay? I was obsessed with getting a six-pack. I was obsessed with losing my man titties because I didn't want to have that feeling again, okay? So when I got out of high school, fellas, the only thing I remember this shit like yesterday, fellas, the only fucking videos I would watch on YouTube and the only thing I would watch was Christian Guzman videos, right? Everybody knows in the fitness industry knows who Christian Guzman is. I would watch his Summer Shredding series because it was motivational as fuck, and he would literally teach how to count macros. He would do it just by macro counting, right? I would watch Christian Guzman videos, and I would watch Remington James fitness videos. He would teach you how to count macros too. I basically taught myself how to use MyFitnessPal, right? How to create a workout program for myself, how to create a high protein meal plan, recipes that I might like, right? I spent every fucking day obsessed with learning about fitness and nutrition because I wanted to change my body so bad I was willing to do whatever and take whatever information, okay? Why am I talking about that when it comes to this, okay? Every time I get tired, fellas, every time that I don't want to do something, every time that I don't want to go to the gym or I'm too tired and I'm being a little bitch, I think about that fucking story I told you. I think about my titty. I think about the journey. I think about how I was obsessed with having a six-pack, right? Think about how I was obsessed with having the fucking broad shoulders, the chest, you know what I'm saying, the chest striations, looking like a fucking bodybuilder, right? I think about that, you know what I'm saying? And I think about how I don't want to go back to that motherfucker getting his titty scooped. I could never go back to that, right? I could never go back to being 260 pounds, unconfident in how I look, not able to dress how I want, not good with women, right? Not giving me the time of day, playing me to the left and to the right, all right? I could never go back to that shit, right? And fellas, when motherfuckers from high school see me nowadays, when they follow me, they find my social media, they like, damn, what the fuck? I be like, yeah, I know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And just that moment right there, when they see the fucking transformation, when they see the glow up, when they see how the fucking tables turn, right? Niggas who used to talk about how I was fat, unconfident, scoop my titties, now they asking me for a workout plan. Now they asking me to help them lose weight because they fat as fuck. They got baby mamas. They got titties, right? The tables is fucking turned. And every time I want to quit, every time I want to bullshit and do some lazy shit, I think about that shit. I think about that story. I think about my titties getting scooped. I hated that shit, bro. I hated that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit made me so mad, right? But I had to take it because it was my fault that I was fat. But the moment I got a chance to fucking do something about it, I did, right? And I remember that shit every time. I embrace that shit. I feel that shit. All that negative shit, right? I feel it. And I use that shit whenever the shit get hard, whenever I don't want to do it, whenever I feel like too tired. So I always have energy, right? I write that shit down and I look at it and I read it every fucking day, right? It's sick. I know. It's sick. I think about a motherfucker scooping my titties every single day when I wake up. When I'm in the gym and I'm doing that motherfucking set, right? And I'm getting tired as fuck and I don't want to do it no more. And I'm getting to that last rep. You see me in the gym sometimes. I be fucking screaming like a madman. Why? I'm thinking about these niggas scooping my titties. I'm thinking about that bitch that was laughing. Yes, when I'm doing that fucking press, I'm like, come here, bitch, right? Now you want to hug me. So that's what the fuck I'm thinking about. So you got to embrace that shit and be obsessed with what the fuck you want to become. And that's how you maintain the energy. This is the most important, all right? But that's it for the motherfucking video, man. Thank you for tapping in with my shit. Make sure you like my shit, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one, man.